This is Mayegun live. Thank you so much, brethren, for joining me. Please, after reading the caption of this broadcast, remember to read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. Tonight, we shall start from taking a critical look into the nonsense that Tinubu spewed in what they claimed was his maiden presidential charts. The engagement with journalists, selected journalists, who are there to possibly massage his ego in a pre-recorded chat that did just one thing: show to you the sadistic rogue in charge of Nigeria, a self-centered man, a selfish human, as well as insensitive crook to whatever it is that he has brought upon you as a people in the last 19 months. So, share this broadcast. Sit back, relax, while we, begin to scrutinize or lay to bear their jargons. Most importantly, from all that rubbish and all that Tinubu spilled yesterday, the takeaway for those of you who haven't seen it is that whatever it is that the Nigerians are going through right now is pretty much like they deserve it. So Tinubu, you deserve it. And if you have any means, you should possibly just adjust and get used to it. Because according to him, this is just the beginning. It is just a starting. Whatever it is that you have faced in the last 19 months of Tinubu, it is just the beginning. He has also shown to us that under his ruinership, Nigerians have been progressing in reverse. Your progress has been in reverse. A man that bragged about his, his imaginary friend that used to drive 5 Rolls Royces. But within the 18 months of Tinubu, his pal has now become very poor enough that he can no longer afford to fuel his 5 Rolls Royces, his imaginary friend. So what people have been asking is, if somebody that had 5 Rolls Royces that could drive his own Rolls Royces before Tinubu, if that person has now resorted into driving under Accord or under car, what happened to that young man or woman driving under before Tinubu? And then what happened to those of you who are like trekking before Tinubu? So here is kind of the answer that people have given. If a man that owned 5 Rolls Royces has become poorer within 18 months under Tinubu, that he now drives about under car because he can no longer afford to fuel his own Rolls Royces. So you see that man that was driving under car is probably trekking now, sold his car to feed himself, and is trekking. And to the ones who have been trekking, majority of them are possibly dead as well. This is like a country progressing in reverse, and Kolu is very proud of that. That is where we are going to start from tonight. Also, our own man, Barrister Dele Farotimi, has fulfilled the criminal bail condition set before him, and is now back in Lagos. And the icing on that is that Dele Farotimi, they has won his first case against Afe Babanla Ole. And what was that? Remember that after using the judiciary, the criminal, Ekiti judiciary, to lock Dele Farotimi up for 19 days, or no, it's actually like a 21 days, okay? After using the criminal judicial system in Ekiti to do that, they now went on this, frivolous suit. They started instituting frivolous suit, frivolous cases against Dele Farotimi from Ekiti to Ibadan, from Ibadan to Abuja, and from Abuja to Port Harcourt. The one they filed in Port Harcourt is actually in two phases. The first one is defamation of character by one Ashiri, that from Afe Babanla Ole's, chamber. They also filed a case to have Dele Farotimi's name expunged. His name must be removed from the legal practitioners in Nigeria for insulting, or for exposing the criminal, the crooked 95-year-old Afe Babanla Ole. Guess what? The LPDC, Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee, today released their own verdicts. Dele Farotimi has done nothing wrong. Whatever it is that Dele Farotimi has done is intellectual property, so to say. He wrote a book. You found it offensive, right? Then sue him. Don't bring that to us. So I told you this before, that they should go and institute all these their frivolous cases across Nigerian courts. We have seen that of 4 states. We're expecting them to institute it in another 32 states. Unfortunately, maybe they will still do that anyway. Now, all of that will actually fall over one another, like pack of cards. So Dele Farotimi is back. And his first statement today is that the truth is enough. The truth is enough. You don't even have to lie against them. Just say the truth and see them scamper. See them lose their shit. We're going to get to that part tonight. So let's start. It's going to be a long night, okay? So the earlier we start. Okay, I think another one to also give to you is that the Tinubu and his gang, the Ronuku of Yoruba land, the Yoruba Ponus, the Omoale Yorubas in APC, Egbekegbe, those who are like the Yoruba jihadists, the Yoruba Islamic extremists, pushing their useless Sharia in Yoruba land, as you are aware. Well, they have also received their own bloody nose this afternoon, as they have realized that maybe the timing is wrong, or maybe it's just a lost battle from the word go. They have now postponed their useless launching of a Sharia court in Oyo State to start with indefinitely. So like I said, it's going to be a long night. Let's start from the boring part first. What Tinubu and these handpicked journalists were up to last night. These parts.
Intend to do to bring down the cost of governance.
I'm not prepared to bring down the size of my cabinet. One, I saw the need when I put them together. You don't give somebody an assignment that they cannot fulfill. No. Job description must be efficient and effective. Nigeria is a large country, and I'm glad you are here. If you have to entertain over 200 million people just on entertainment, calculate how many stewards will you require. That's just No, for entertainment. Not the cleaner. Not just tables. Excuse me. Let's pay attention to efficiency. Efficiency, effectiveness is the hallmark of the philosophy behind that cabinet. I'm not ready to shrink a little bit of it. I need them.
And they are all adding value.
Effectively. Show me one. And I argue with you.
Well, that's
Show me one.
Well,
President, is fighting corruption a priority for you? If it is, what are the areas that you're looking at?
Corruption in all ramifications is bad with people. But first of all, pay enough attention to the causes. Why are the people corrupt at all? The lack of social amenities, the lack of needs in some areas, lack of funding for their children's education. There are so many anti-corruption mechanisms that you can put in place that will help the people not to be corrupt. Pay them good and living wages. I have moved from 35,000 to 70,000. To me, that's anti-corruption. And if I can earn more, I've given more money to the state and local government level. I've been transparent with my earnings. Every month there is a publication as to how much this country is making.
But Mr. President, it doesn't address grand corruption. There's petty corruption and there's grand corruption. Only recently, the EFCC, published the fact that one person owned 735 houses in Abuja alone. One person.
And we got it. You don't know how long it has started. He did fantastic infrastructure. He had rule of houses, but we got it. That's anti-corruption too. We got it for the public. Disclosure, ability to stem corruption is part of the instrument of EFCC. That is why they are discovering all sorts of inefficiencies in the system, block all the loopholes where anybody can just game the system. Part of the anti-corruption, removal of subsidy too, is anti-corruption. It is very, very difficult to say you will eliminate it. You will reduce it to the barest minimum. Meet the people's needs. Help the people grow. Help them with the education of their children. Our student loan is part of anti-corruption. No parents should lament how to encourage their children in university education. today is working for larger populations. Larger part of it, 60-something percent. At the University of Maiduguri, I have somebody called, say, imagine a little contribution from my daughter in the university for me to start business. That's part of tuition fee allowances. We are helping one another. The society is moving out of illiteracy to literacy. I enjoy debate how many and what type of courses are being offered in the universities these days to improve science, knowledge, and technology. We just continue to work at it. But I'm sure we are not taking our eyes off those serious.
Nuisance lele.
Like I said, we are starting from the boring parts, okay? Just before we get to the interesting part of the program this evening, okay? Kolu, I am trying to find the right words to describe him. But a lot of people have said a lot of things after they watched, for those who could endure watching that chart, recorded cut and join chart. When you look at the body language of the journalists that were there asking him questions, right, you can easily tell that it is either they are the dumbest set of people to have in this your media in Nigeria of today, or they are just a set of I won't use hypocritical, I would say incompetent, the dumbest as well, like the incompetent set of journalists. Or maybe they were just starstruck, where they're like starstruck, like they're like, oh my God, we are sitting with. Well, when you look at all these guys, majority of them, they are like paper tigers who can actually, like, rap, but they can't bite. Or they asked critical questions, but during the editing, they cut them off in order to give you that sort of conversation, okay? They are supposed to be living in Nigeria. Tinubu promised them, he promised you minimum wage since May. Do you know that Shengbang, they haven't paid till now, right? Tinubu promised 70,000 minimum wage. After devaluing Nigeria Naira, which they floated last year. So what that means is that your 70,000 Naira minimum wage is the paltry $42. Under Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, 18,000 Naira minimum wage was over $140. It was that much. When Nigerian Naira was 140 Naira or 145 Naira to $1. Right? So that was the time $100 will give you 14,500 Naira. So imagine what 18,000 Naira was. A bag of rice was 7,500 Naira. So under Jonathan, your minimum wage could at least buy you nearly 3 bags of rice. Do you understand? That's minimum wage. Then came Bokuwari, when $1 turned to 600, 700 naira to $1. He increased the minimum wage to 30,000 naira, right? And that was, let's divide it. 30,000 naira would be like, divided by 700 naira. So that was like $50 or $48. Under Tinubu, 70,000 naira minimum wage, which he hasn't paid since the NYSC guys, they promised to pay 75,000, be 78,000 naira. Shishi, they never paid them till now. However, 70,000 naira today at 1,700 naira to $1 is $42. Even though he hasn't even paid that. Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, education was indeed subsidized. Petroleum product was subsidized. And guess what? People were, the people were going to the federal universities, College of Educations. They were paying tuition fee of 1,200 naira per session, 1,500 naira. And in some cases, 4,000 naira, 5,000 naira as school fees. Yeah, there are those who paid. Some of them are among those who were screaming, change, 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 change. Today, Tinubu removed that subsidy. And according to them, they have given at least 100,000 students out of millions. So they have given 100,000 students loan, not grants. But these guys are there. Now, the parents of the people they claim to be giving a student loan to, their parents can't afford 3 square meals. Many of them have had their businesses killed. A lot of them have become jobless because, yeah, they've been sacked. They couldn't, they can't really afford anything anymore. But to Tinubu, we have done so well. We gave them student loan. 60% of Maiduguri University students have received student loan, and they give them a stipend of 20,000 naira pocket money. Take this 20,000 naira to hold you, to make you take our whole body as a student. So be grateful to us. That is Tinubu's policy. And he said you can't really eliminate corruption. Tinubu challenged these media guys. He said, I can't reduce my cabinet. Even though the same Tinubu set up a committee to work for 2 weeks and give him the idea on how to implement Oronsaye report. You have been hearing about Oronsaye report on how to reduce ministries, departments, agencies, to reduce them, you know what I mean? So that they can cut costs of governance. Same Tinubu said, no, cannot reduce them, right? Now it won't reduce them, which is okay. So they are now, it was like, oh, do you have any of my ministers that you think is not working? The journalists were there. They have Minister of Darkness, Benkele Messi is your minister, isn't he? In 12 months, Nigeria National Grid has collapsed for over 20 times already. Abi is your minister. The minister of that is what do you call it? Cousin from Oshun, Uletola. Ministry of Marine, Blue Marine. Abi what be that ministry again? Blue Marine. Who is the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria, by the way? Do you know him? Is there anything you can say about him? The journalist sat there and he challenged them to give him the name of minister they think are not really adding value. He created the Ministry of Livestock for the Fulani terrorists. And they also have the Ministry of Agriculture. And livestock is part of agriculture ministry. But you have to give it to them because they were asking for it. So if you are telling him to cut down cost, did you not go there with your questionnaire to say, okay, we'll ask him this and that, that Nigeria doesn't need more than maybe 10, 15 ministers, at most 15 ministers. Why do you have a Ministry of Police Affairs, Minister of Police Affairs, when you already have ministry? I mean, when you have a, what do you call that thing again? They have a body. Meanwhile, the police IG, Inspector General of Police, report to him directly, report to the president directly. So why do you need a Minister of Police? These are the normal questions they should ask.